The Brothers in Arms series returns in full force with its latest chapter, Earned in Blood. While the faces and places look exactly the same as before, the sequel adds faster and more chaotic battles from the city to the countryside, as well as providing more squad-based tactics. Brothers in Arms Earned in Blood breaks away from the typical World War II first-person shooter and features the best squad control to date. It continues the strategic warfare from Road to Hill 30, but adds tougher objectives and longer levels.
We'll bring the supplies back, Red. You go on ahead.
The squad features improved since Road to Hill 30. The men are more responsive to your orders, and the main character has more expressions when issuing commands.
Move your asses!
Most missions put you in control of two squads, artillery and infantry. The squad survival is absolutely necessary if you want to complete your objective and survive. This can be difficult sometimes, because your troops will cut across the battlefield with blazing bullets to catch up to you, rather than follow the path you just secured from the Germans. This can lead to huge losses and leave you stranded in the middle of battle.
You gotta wonder what the odds were I'd find you again.
A new skirmish mode has been added which allows you to play as an American or German soldier. These missions range from invading bunkers to protecting supply lines, and they can be played solo, multiplayer, or on Xbox Live. These give you access to completely new missions and take a small portion of the single-player Brothers in Arms experience online. For squad versus squad combat, the multiplayer mode is still available. You can challenge your friends on or offline by assaulting their forces or defending your own. You have the typical World War II arsenal with the exception of the added grease gun and the German FG-42 automatic with a scope. All of the weaponry is realistic, including the accuracy, which can get frustrating. The low hit rate of these beat-up guns can seem a little over-exaggerated, especially when you can't hit an enemy at point-blank range.
Sergeant Joe Hartsock, sir.
The single-player missions are played from the perspective of Joe Hartsock.
Well, everyone calls me Red.
Earned in Blood retells part of the story from Road to Hill 30, but then continues through the French countryside and cities in famous battles such as Hedgerow Hill and Saint-Sauveur.
Tell me what happened after you landed in Normandy.
The storyline parallels true events even more so than The Last Brothers in Arms. History is written as Red reports his story to his superior officer and reveals how each mission ended before you started. This gives you necessary information but also limits you in how you can complete your objectives. It sets a standard for how each mission should be finished.
That explains the game.
Squad! Fall in!
But the game also says, specifically, that war sometimes isn't fair, but a video game should be. So it makes exceptions when it brings back people to life before the next battle, or gives you the ability to heal your squad and start over.
Well, of course we're in. The 101st never turns down the opportunity to save the 82nd's ass.
The soldiers you fight with in command have the same comedic and dramatic personalities from the Road to Hill 30, and several characters return. The writing contains more inside jokes and relationships this time that make each team more of a brotherhood.
And my mother, she was a piece of work. She once made me wash the dishes at 3 o'clock in the morning. Cornet!
Visually, everything in Earned in Blood is very similar to the previous version, creating a familiar feeling from Mission 1. The graphics engine is the same used in Road to Hill 30, which is a disappointment, considering this is the next installment in the series. The character models haven't changed either, so the lip movement with the dialogue is still hit or miss. But the expressions, specifically the eyes, create moments where you really feel like your men are watching you for your next command.
Got word you guys are on your way. Colonel Johnson sent me to find you.
The AI is the biggest improvement from the first game. The enemies are tougher and more intelligent. When you're trying to flank someone, they'll often realize what you're doing and have additional forces outflank you. This creates a more tense and realistic difficulty level, and completely eliminates the possibility of a run-and-gun approach.
I need you all here, now!
The sound of war, from the blast of enemy fire to the shouts of your fellow soldiers, really immerses you in the mission's objectives. Each weapon has its own sound, from full auto grease guns to Panzer Shreks whizzing past your helmet. The musical score keeps each mission memorable and creates moving themes similar to Saving Private Ryan and Band of Brothers. Brothers in Arms Earned in Blood is a great true-to-life World War II experience that features amazing enemy AI, tactical team warfare, and a unique multiplayer feature. But it may disappoint some with its average graphics and difficult gameplay.